Kiran crouched in the dense jungle, his fingers tightening around the hilt of his bone-handled dagger. The moonlight filtered through the thick canopy, casting ghostly patterns on the ground. His breath was slow, steady, but his heart pounded like a war drum in his chest. Something was watching him. The jungle was never silent, not truly. The rustle of leaves, the distant chirping of night creatures, the whisper of the wind against the treetops. But now all had gone still. And in that silence, Kiran heard it. A breath, deep, ancient, rumbling like distant thunder. His grip tightened around his dagger. His father, the greatest weaponsmith of the Emberfang tribe, had always told him, "A blade alone will not save you. Your mind must be sharper than your steel." But no amount of training could prepare him for what stepped out of the shadows. Two golden eyes ignited in the darkness, burning like molten suns. Then came the slow, deliberate movement of something massive, a shadow shifting against the moonlight. Leaves trembled, the undergrowth flattened beneath its weight. And then he saw it, a dragon. Its scales shimmered black as obsidian, tinged with violet where the moonlight struck them. Its wings, though folded tightly against its back, looked large enough to blot out the sky. Jagged horns curved back from its skull, and when it exhaled, the air shimmered with heat. Dragons were myths, legends told to frighten children. But Kiran stood frozen before one, his every instinct screaming at him to run. Yet something deep inside him, something primal, refused. The dragon lowered its head, bringing its golden eyes level with Kiran's. The ground vibrated beneath his feet as it spoke. "Blood of the ancients, you are one of us." Kiran's breath caught in his throat. The dragon's voice wasn't merely sound, it was a presence, sinking into his very bones. His mind reeled. One of them? That was impossible. His father was a warrior, a smith who crafted the deadliest weapons known to their tribe. His mother, a healer. He was human, wasn't he? But deep in his veins, something burned. A fire he had never understood. Strength beyond his years. A hunger for the sky. A restlessness that no blade, no hunt, no battle could ever satisfy. The dragon tilted its head, studying him. "You feel it, don't you?" Kiran staggered back, shaking his head. "Number, that's not possible." Images flashed through his mind. Visions not his own. A battlefield soaked in blood. Warriors with burning eyes, their hands wreathed in flame. Shadows of great wings sweeping over an army. A name echoed through time. Drakvar, Dragonborn. He gritted his teeth, trying to push the visions away. "This is a trick." The dragon chuckled, a deep, rumbling sound. "The fire does not lie, young one. Your blood remembers, even if you do not." Kiran clenched his fists. His father had always told him that truth lay in steel, in the weight of a blade, in the fight. But this truth burned. The dragon shifted, its golden gaze flickering with something Kiran could not name. The world is changing. The old war is stirring again. The darkness that once threatened to consume us all will rise. Kiran's stomach twisted. What war? The war your ancestors fought. The war between man and dragon. He shook his head. That war ended centuries ago. The dragon's tail lashed against the ground, sending up a cloud of dust. The past is never truly buried. The world has forgotten the fire, but fire is not so easily extinguished. You are proof of that. Kiran exhaled sharply, forcing himself to stay grounded. "What do you want from me?" "Not all of us are gone, young one. There are others who carry the fire, like you. You must find them before the war begins anew." Kiran hesitated. His tribe had always taught him that dragons were monsters, creatures of destruction. But standing before one now, feeling the heat of its presence, he knew that wasn't true. He wasn't sure what to believe anymore. You have a choice, the dragon rumbled. Deny what you are, or embrace the fire. If you choose the latter, seek the ones who remember. Seek the children of the sky. The dragon stepped back, spreading its massive wings. The movement stirred the air, sending leaves and dust swirling around them. When the time comes, you will have to choose your side. Then, with a mighty beat of its wings, the dragon launched itself into the sky. Kieran barely managed to keep his footing as the gust of wind nearly knocked him backward. He watched as the creature soared, its silhouette blotting out the stars for a brief moment before vanishing beyond the treetops. And then, the jungle was silent once more. But Kieran was not. His blood roared. His pulse pounded. His skin burned with something he could not name. For 13 years, he had believed he was nothing more than the son of a weaponsmith. But tonight, everything had changed, and the world would soon remember his name.